Have you ever looked around your home after everyone had gone and wondered, is this what the rest of my life is supposed to feel like? A quiet kitchen, an empty chair across the table, a phone that doesn't ring as often as it used to. If you've ever felt that silence becoming heavier with each passing year, I want you to know something important. You are not broken, and you are certainly not alone. What surprises many people is that loneliness isn't simply an emotional burden. Research has linked chronic loneliness to higher risks of heart disease, memory decline, poor sleep, depression, and even a shorter lifespan. But here's the good news. Being alone and feeling lonely are two completely different things. Some of the happiest people I've ever met live by themselves. They laugh every day. They sleep peacefully. They wake up with purpose. So what makes the difference? After decades of working with older adults and listening to thousands of their life stories, one lesson keeps appearing again and again. Peace doesn't come from having more people around you. It comes from learning how to enjoy the person you've spent your entire life becoming, you. Today, I'm going to share 6 life-changing habits that have helped countless older adults transform quiet houses into peaceful homes and lonely days into meaningful ones. And I encourage you to stay with me until the very end, because the final habit is often the one that changes everything. Before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And do you live alone? Share your answer in the comments below. Our community loves reading every story, and your comment may remind someone else that they are not walking this journey alone. And if you enjoy practical wisdom that helps you live a healthier, happier, and more meaningful life after 60, take a moment to subscribe to After 60 Life Wisdom. Every week, we share simple lessons designed to help you age with confidence, purpose, and peace. Now, let's begin. Number 1, stop fighting the silence. It may become your greatest teacher. For most of our lives, silence was a luxury we rarely experienced. There were children to raise, bills to pay, jobs to keep, parents to care for, meals to cook, problems to solve. For decades, your days were filled with responsibility. So when retirement arrives, or when the children move away, or after losing a lifelong partner, the silence feels unfamiliar, sometimes even frightening. Many people mistake that quiet for loneliness. But what if it isn't loneliness at all? What if it's simply the first time in decades that life has finally slowed down enough for you to hear your own thoughts? Think about that for a moment. How many years have you spent taking care of everyone else's needs before your own? How many dreams were quietly placed on a shelf because there simply wasn't enough time? Psychologists often explain that our minds need moments of stillness to organize memories, process emotions, and recover from years of constant stress. Without quiet, our minds never truly get a chance to rest. Many older adults tell themselves, I should stay busy. I shouldn't waste time sitting. Maybe I'll just turn the television on. Not because they want to watch something, but because silence feels uncomfortable. Yet that very silence might be exactly what your heart has been asking for. I remember a retired teacher named Margaret. For nearly 50 years, she rushed through every morning preparing lessons, helping students, raising children, and caring for her husband. Then retirement came. For the first few months, she felt guilty every time she sat down with a cup of tea. She believed resting meant she was wasting time. One day she decided to change something very simple. Every morning, she spent 30 quiet minutes reading novels she had always wanted to read. No television, no phone, no guilt. Months later, she smiled and said, "For the first time in my adult life, I don't feel like I'm running behind." She hadn't become lonely. She had finally become present. So here's something I'd like you to try. Tomorrow morning, before turning on the television, before reaching for your phone, simply sit by a window for 5 quiet minutes. Watch the trees. Listen to the birds. Take a slow breath. Then ask yourself one simple question. What would bring me joy today? Not what someone else expects, Not what needs fixing, just what would make today feel meaningful. Sometimes the answer is reading. Sometimes gardening, sometimes painting, sometimes simply watching the sunrise. And that is enough. And number 2, build small daily rituals that give life meaning. Again, one of the hardest adjustments after retirement isn't having too much free time. It's losing the rhythm that once gave every day its structure. For years, life followed a schedule. Wake up, go to work, prepare meals, drive somewhere, meet deadlines, solve problems. Your calendar was full. Then one day, everything stopped. Monday feels like Thursday. Saturday feels exactly like Tuesday. Without realizing it, many people begin drifting through their days instead of living them. This is where small daily rituals become incredibly powerful. I'm not talking about complicated routines. I'm talking about simple moments that remind your brain life still has purpose. Maybe every morning begins with your favorite mug of coffee while watching the sunrise. Maybe every afternoon includes a short walk around the neighborhood. Maybe every Sunday you cook one beautiful meal just for yourself, even if nobody else is coming over. These tiny habits may seem insignificant, but they quietly tell your mind, my life still matters. Research consistently shows that predictable daily routines help reduce stress, improve emotional well-being, and create a stronger sense of stability as we age. And honestly, that stability becomes priceless after 60. I once knew an engineer named David. When he retired, he admitted something surprising. I don't know what to do with myself anymore. His entire identity had revolved around schedules, meetings, and solving problems. Without work, every day felt empty. Instead of trying to reinvent his life overnight, he started with one tiny ritual. Every morning, he ground fresh coffee beans, solved one crossword puzzle, then walked exactly 1 mile. Rain or sunshine, nothing extraordinary. Yet within weeks, he felt different. He wasn't waiting for life to happen anymore. He was creating it. Those simple routines became the foundation of his happiness. So here's my invitation to you. Choose just one ritual, only one. It could be watering your flowers, writing one sentence in a journal, reading one chapter of a book, stretching for 5 minutes, or calling someone you care about every Friday. Keep it simple. Keep it enjoyable. Most importantly, keep it yours. Because happiness after 60 isn't usually built through dramatic changes. It's built through small moments repeated with love. One of the biggest changes after retirement isn't just having more free time. It's losing the structure that once gave each day a clear purpose. For decades, your mornings probably started with responsibilities. Going to work, preparing breakfast, driving children to school, taking care of someone else. Then one day, the schedule disappeared. Without realizing it, many older adults begin living one day exactly like the next. Monday feels like Thursday. Weekends don't feel different anymore. And when every day blends together, loneliness quietly grows stronger. But here's something remarkable. Psychologists have found that happiness doesn't always come from big events. More often, it comes from small rituals, repeated consistently. Simple moments your brain learns to anticipate. These rituals become emotional anchors. They quietly tell your mind, life still has rhythm. Today still matters. One of my former patients, David, struggled deeply after retirement. He had been an engineer for more than 40 years. His entire identity revolved around solving problems. When retirement came, he admitted, "Doctor, I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore." Instead of telling him to completely reinvent his life, I suggested something much simpler. Create 3 tiny rituals. Nothing complicated. Every morning he ground fresh coffee beans by hand. He completed one crossword puzzle while enjoying his coffee. Then he walked exactly 1 mile through his neighborhood, rain or sunshine, every single day. Months later, he smiled and said, "Those 3 little habits gave me my mornings back." That's the power of rituals. Not because they're exciting, but because they remind us that life still belongs to us. Maybe your ritual is watering your flowers every morning, reading one chapter before bed, writing a short prayer, calling one family member every Sunday, watching the sunrise from your porch. None of these activities are dramatic, yet together, they quietly rebuild a meaningful life. If you've been feeling lost lately, don't try to redesign your entire future overnight. Just create one small ritual tomorrow morning. Repeat it every day for 1 week. You may be surprised how something so small begins changing how you feel. 3. Never stop learning. Your brain doesn't retire. One of the greatest myths about aging is that learning belongs to young people. Nothing could be further from the truth. Modern neuroscience tells us something extraordinary. Your brain continues creating new neural connections throughout your entire life. This ability is called neuroplasticity. In simple words, your brain can still grow, even in your 70s, even in your 80s, even in your 90s. Every time you learn something new, a new recipe, a few words in another language, the history behind an ancient civilization, a new smartphone feature, your brain builds fresh pathways. You're literally exercising your mind. Large studies on healthy aging consistently show that seniors who regularly challenge their brains often maintain better memory, sharper thinking, and greater confidence than those who stop learning altogether. But here's what makes learning after 60 truly special. You're no longer learning because someone is forcing you. You're learning because you're curious, because you finally have time, because the world is still full of fascinating things waiting to be discovered. One woman I met, Susan, had always dreamed of learning about ancient Egypt. For decades, she was simply too busy raising children and working full-time. After retirement, she borrowed one library book. Then her granddaughter showed her how to watch educational videos online. Soon she was watching documentaries from museums and university professors around the world. Months later, she laughed and said, "My grandchildren think I'm the family Egypt expert now." But something even more important happened. She felt excited again. She had something new to think about every day, something to share, something to look forward to. That's what lifelong learning gives us. Not just information, it gives us purpose. It reminds us that growing older doesn't mean growing smaller. It means growing wiser. So ask yourself today, what have you always wanted to learn? Photography, painting, gardening, music, astronomy, cooking, family genealogy? You don't need expensive classes. Your local library is a treasure. YouTube offers thousands of free educational lessons. Community centers often provide classes specifically designed for older adults. Even spending 15 minutes a day reading about something new can make an incredible difference over time. Remember this, a curious mind rarely feels lonely, because curiosity fills empty hours with wonder instead of worry. And that's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself after 60. 4. Let nature and gentle movement heal your mind. Sometimes, the hardest part of loneliness isn't the silence. It's how easy it becomes to stop moving. One day you skip your morning walk. The next day you stay inside because you're tired. Before long, your favorite chair becomes the place where hours disappear. The less we move, the less we want to move. And that creates a cycle that's difficult to break. But here's the wonderful news. Your body doesn't need intense exercise to feel better. It simply needs movement. Research consistently shows that even 20 to 30 minutes of gentle walking can improve mood, reduce stress hormones, improve sleep quality, and support heart and brain health. Movement tells your body, we're still living. Nature adds another powerful layer. Have you ever noticed how peaceful you feel after sitting beneath a tree or listening to birds sing? That's not your imagination. Natural environments help lower stress, calm the nervous system, and improve emotional well-being. One gentleman I once knew had stopped leaving his house after losing his wife. He wasn't depressed because he hated life. He simply couldn't find a reason to step outside anymore. I encouraged him to spend just 15 minutes every morning sitting on his front porch, nothing more. Within a week, he began noticing the birds. Soon he bought 2 flower pots. A few weeks later, he was walking to the mailbox, then around the block. Months later, he smiled and said, "Those little flowers gave me a reason to wake up." Sometimes healing doesn't begin with a major life change. Sometimes it begins with opening the front door. Tomorrow, try this. Step outside. Take 5 slow, deep breaths. Look at the sky. Feel the sunshine on your face. Listen carefully. Nature has been waiting patiently for you all along. If you're willing to give yourself just 5 minutes outdoors tomorrow, comment healthy below. Let's encourage each other to take that first small step. Hop 5. Become your own best friend. As we spend more time alone, one voice becomes louder than any other, our own. Unfortunately, many people become their own harshest critic. I'm getting old. I'm not useful anymore. No one needs me. Those words hurt far more than we realize. Our brains naturally pay more attention to negative experiences. Psychologists call this the negativity bias. It once helped humans survive danger. Today, it often causes us to focus on everything we've lost instead of everything we still have. But here's the encouraging part. That habit can be changed. One of the most powerful tools is gratitude. Not pretending life is perfect, not ignoring grief. Simply training your mind to notice the blessings that still exist. A warm cup of coffee, a phone call from a grandchild, the sound of rain, a beautiful sunset, a favorite song. One of my patients struggled with feeling like she was a burden to her family. Every evening I asked her to write down just one good thing that happened that day. At first, she couldn't think of much. Her first entry simply read, "The soup tasted good today." But she kept writing. A month later, her notebook was full. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and quietly said, "I didn't realize how much goodness was still in my life." That's the quiet power of gratitude. It doesn't change yesterday. It changes how you experience today. Tonight, before you go to bed, write down 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big. Small blessings have a remarkable way of becoming big sources of joy. And whenever you catch yourself speaking harshly to yourself, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, would I say these words to someone I love? If the answer is no, don't say them to yourself. Treat yourself with the same kindness you've spent a lifetime giving everyone else. Number 6, purpose is the strongest cure for loneliness. Many people believe loneliness disappears when they make more friends. But after caring for older adults for many years, I've learned something different. Loneliness doesn't disappear because your calendar becomes busy. It disappears when your life feels meaningful. Purpose gives every day a reason to begin. One of the happiest men I ever met lived completely alone. His children lived in another state. His home was quiet, yet he rarely felt lonely. Why? Because twice each week he volunteered at his local library repairing old children's books. He once told me, "I may never meet the children who read these books, but I know they'll smile because someone cared enough to fix them." That simple act transformed his life. He wasn't searching for company. He was serving others. And in doing so, he rediscovered himself. Purpose doesn't have to be something extraordinary. You might volunteer at your church, help at a community center, read to children, visit someone who's even lonelier than you. Call a neighbor, share your gardening knowledge, teach your grandchildren a family recipe. Every act of kindness reminds you of something incredibly important. You still matter. Your wisdom still matters. Your life still matters. Retirement is not the end of usefulness. It's often the beginning of your greatest contribution. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of today's conversation, I want you to remember one simple truth. Living alone does not mean living without joy. Growing older does not mean growing invisible. And peace isn't something we find somewhere else. It's something we gently build, one choice at a time. Today, we've explored 6 powerful ways to transform loneliness into peaceful solitude. Embrace quiet moments instead of fearing them. Create meaningful daily rituals. Keep learning and growing. Let nature and gentle movement renew your spirit. Practice gratitude and speak kindly to yourself. Find purpose by serving others. You don't have to master all 6 today. Choose just one small step, because small steps repeated every day create extraordinary lives. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 6 strategies speaks to your heart the most? Share your answer in the comments below. Your story may encourage someone else who needs hope today. And if you found comfort, encouragement, or wisdom in this video, please support After 60 Life Wisdom by subscribing and turning on notifications. Every week, we share practical health advice, emotional encouragement, and timeless life lessons designed especially for adults over 60 who want to live with greater peace, purpose, and joy. If you know someone who has been feeling lonely lately, please share this video with them. Sometimes one thoughtful message can change someone's entire week. Thank you for spending these moments with us. Take gentle care of yourself. Stay curious, stay hopeful, and remember, your best chapter may still be waiting to be written. We'll see you again in the next video here on After 60 Life Wisdom.